This morning in the Eagle studio from the Back 40, we got Scott Bell with us. Scott, good morning.
Good morning, Ronnie.
And along with Scott, Scott's brought with Mason Weselowski. Mason, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Good morning.
And Mason, how long have you been involved with Back 40?
This is my second year helping with the Back 40 project.
And so what got you into this? You know what? I want to be a part of this group.
I was a pretty natural fit, actually. I was looking for a way to get involved with the community. I'm a musician. I happen to be meeting a lot of musicians around that same time at some local open mics. And one day, Scott kind of presented this opportunity to me in passing, and I asked him if I could come to a board meeting, and I've been involved ever since.
And so we're talking about this 70s show that's coming up on Saturday, and so you're part of the Raspberry Jam. What are we expecting from your band?
We're doing Paul Simon. We've got 3 tunes prepared that we're really excited to play.
And so, Scott, we heard from Mason there. They're doing 3 songs as the Raspberry Jam, and so is every other artist doing just a couple of songs, Scott?
You can expect 3 songs from each performer. But if you put that all together, that's a full evening of music with 8 different acts performing. So,
and it keeps up the variety. You hear different artists and you hear different bands. That'll be really great.
Yeah, there is great variety in this lineup. Absolutely.
And so, along with the Raspberry Jam, who else are we seeing at the 70s show?
Oh, you'll see Jamie Giesbrecht and her band. 7 Pines are playing. Joe Wilson. Who am I missing here? There's so many more. Oh, Medell Morin is playing. Link and the Mustaches. Bill Dowling and the Even Breaks. Joe Wilson. I think that's the full lineup there. There we go.
It's a lot of great musicians, and they're probably just, itching to get ready for the 70s stuff. They must be pretty excited about this.
I think they are. Like, as Mason said, for some, it's a learning opportunity. They're delving into these artists that they might not have listened to very much. And then for some of the more mature musicians, it's a chance for us to cover these bands that we grew up with and mean a great deal to us.
And Mason, we heard Scott talk about some folks that are newer to the 70s music. And for you, diving into 70s music, what kind of things did you learn? What did you like about the 70s?
Well, there's certainly a lot of artists that I've heard a lot about and hadn't spent very much time listening to. So, thankfully, Spotify is just at my fingertips that I can open up a 70s playlist and suddenly this whole catalog of music is available to me. So, artists like Paul Simon, for example, or even Neil Young, some of the tracks that I'd never heard before, it's fun to go back and listen to that stuff.
And so for the younger generation who maybe might not be too familiar with the 70s, why should they come and see a 70s show?
Because there's some great local talent playing these songs, and every band's got their own personality and their own artistic voice, and the songs are legendary, but hearing them live and local, there's just nothing that replaces that.
I think the music of the 70s is having a big renaissance here. We're seeing a whole lot more of it. I'm sure you've seen it too on your social feeds, all the 70s stuff.
It pops up all the time.
Yes, it does. And so if we want to go to this show, Mason, how do we get tickets? How does that all work?
Sure. Well, I'd suggest people buy them online. winklerconcerthall.ca. They're available there. You can get them at the door, but it's a very popular event for us, so I'd hate for anybody to miss out on it. Get them online or get them at the door.
There we go. And Scott, from you, are we going to see a tie-dye headband or some circular glasses? What are we?
I got some clothes lined up for this one. Believe me. Yeah. I wish I could say they were originally mine. I collect pieces here and there, thinking, that 70s show, I could wear that at some point. But all my clothes from the 70s, they were like kids' size clothes, so they don't fit.
No, not anymore, right?
I tried. Yeah. They don't fit.
Well, we'll leave it at that. We'll picture that in our heads. Mason, thanks so much for coming in today.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And Scott, thanks for bringing Mason along.
My pleasure.
Hey, I'm Ronnie Gunther. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you have something going on in the community and you want to share it on the morning show, we'd love to have you. Send us an email at news@pembinavalleyonline.com. If you like the video, give it a like and share it with your friends. We'll see you next time.